Right now in Cleveland, everyone wants answers about the future, except the person everyone keeps asking. The spotlight is brighter, the opportunity is bigger, and the margin for error feels razor thin. Yet instead of dreaming ahead or worrying about what's next, the focus is locked on the next snap, the next opponent, the next rep. That approach is rare in a situation this unstable, and it says a lot about what's happening inside the Browns' locker room. The stakes couldn't be higher, but the message coming out is calm, grounded, and unshaken by the noise. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay right here, because Cleveland's next chapter is being written one game at a time. Let me start with Shedeur Sanders, because the way this young man is handling himself right now tells me more than any box score ever could. 4 straight starts, momentum building, the organization publicly backing him for the rest of the season. And yet, when asked about his long-term future with the Cleveland Browns, he shuts it down immediately. No dreams out loud, no entitlement, no premature victory laps, just focus. And I respect the hell out of that, because in this league, the moment you start living in the future is the moment the present humbles you in front of everybody. See, Shedeur Sanders is coming off a breakout performance that should have turned him into a weekly headline darling. 364 yards, 4 total touchdowns, outplaying the #1 overall pick Cam Ward head-to-head. And still, the Browns lost. That matters to him. You can hear it in his voice. When he says he's thankful but not content, that's not a cliche, it's a warning. A warning to teammates, coaches, and the front office that he's not here for moral victories. He's here to win football games, and anything short of that doesn't satisfy him. What really stands out to me is how clearly he understands his reality. This isn't a top 5 pick with guaranteed patience and endless runway. This is a 5th-round quarterback who knows every snap is an audition. When he talks about Cam Ward being on a different spectrum, he's not taking shots, he's stating facts. Ward has organizational insulation, Shedeur Sanders does not, and instead of complaining about that, he's leaning into it. He's controlling what he can control. Reads, footwork, leadership, preparation. That's how you survive in the NFL when nothing is promised and everything is temporary. Now let's talk about the Browns' decision to name him the starter for the final 4 games, because that's not nothing. That's a vote of confidence, especially from a franchise that has whiffed at quarterback more times than any fan wants to count. This is Cleveland saying, we need answers and you're getting your chance to give them. These final 4 games are not about stat padding. They're about proof. Proof that the offense can function. Proof that the locker room believes. Proof that this team doesn't need to press the reset button at quarterback yet again come April. And then there's Kevin Stefanski, standing right in the middle of all this uncertainty, with a hot seat underneath him and critics circling after that 2-point conversion debacle against Tennessee. I'm not going to pretend that call didn't deserve scrutiny. It absolutely did. But I will say this, Stefanski continuing to ride with Shedeur Sanders tells me he understands what matters most right now. Development, evaluation, direction. You don't learn anything by yanking the quarterback around. You learn by letting him play, letting him fail, letting him respond, and letting the tape tell the truth. What I appreciate most about Shedeur in this moment is his emotional discipline. He's not lobbying for the job publicly. He's not talking about being the future. He's not making demands. He's saying, if I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. That's cold, that's real, and that mindset is exactly why teammates respect him, because when a quarterback isn't obsessed with his own security, he can actually lead. He can actually serve the team instead of himself. Now make no mistake, this stretch run is massive. Chicago this week, then Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. That's not a gentle landing, that's a pressure cooker. And if Shedeur Sanders continues to show composure, growth, and command against that level of competition, the Browns will be forced to confront a very uncomfortable question. Do we already have the guy? Because if the answer starts leaning toward yes, those 2 first-round picks suddenly become weapons instead of lifelines. So don't mistake his calm for lack of ambition. Don't mistake his short-term focus for limited vision. This is a quarterback who understands the NFL chews up anyone who thinks tomorrow is guaranteed. And right now, Shedeur Sanders is living exactly where you're supposed to live to survive in this league. Right here, right now, one opponent at a time. So let me ask you, Browns fans, do you trust this mindset to lead your franchise forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in with the Browns community. Because these next 4 games could change everything.